and I have, and the YouTube dashboard is screwing me over, so I have no idea how many people are actually watching. But that's it's kind of okay, I think.
Yeah, well, I know my family is watching from the U.S. for
Oh
sure.
wow, yeah, interesting. Well,
They just called me like 30 minutes ago and were like, "So are you doing that commentary thing next weekend or something?" I was like, "Yeah, in about 20 minutes it's going on." And they were like, "Oh, well, we'll let you go then. I guess
Yeah.
we'll just kind of go." Yeah.
Well, Tony, welcome, and I'm gonna come back to you in just a few seconds.
All right.
And I hope we're live. I hope people can see us. I'm just gonna do a very short intro in Danish, as I said. Velkommen til Griplock Live replay med Tony Ferro. Vi skal se hvad hedder det? MPO tredje og sidste runde fra Bluebell Woods i 2018. Først så kører vi lige lidt super korte nyheder. Og så kører vi en lille giveaway. Jeg glemte at lave en giveaway på den her Sinus. Det kan vi lige få overstået. Nu har vi været ude og filme rematchen, så nu er det på tide, at jeg lige får givet den her væk. Så bagefter så kører vi så den her replay. De super korte nyheder. Jeg håber i øvrigt, at lyden er okay. Jeg går ud fra, at der er nogen, der råber højt, hvis ikke den er det. Jeg taler i hvert fald højt, og mine lydniveauer ser fine ud, så alt er godt. Super korte nyheder. Trilogy Challenge i Momhøje er udsolgt. Der er venteliste. Ønsker man diskene, så skal man endelig melde sig til, og så lige skrive til Carsten derovre, at man gerne vil have diskene. Så er der nogen, der kan tage dem med hjem til en. Vi er nogle stykker fra Sjælland, der tager det over. Jeg håber på, at der kommer lidt afbud, eller der er nogen, der vælger ikke at deltage, så jeg kan tage med, fordi jeg er nummer 2 på venteliste. Men det bliver nogle fine disks, der kommer i Trilogy-pakken i år igen. Der er chance for, at der måske kommer en Trilogy Challenge på Sjælland også, men det er op til Steffen. Så er der krydset fingre for, at vi efter dagens pressemøde fra Statsministeriet kan få lov til at holde nogle PDG-sanktionerede turneringer. Jeg har i hvert fald tænkt mig at prøve at søge i morgen. Det er op til mig at gøre det. Og ja, lad os kaste os ud i den her giveaway her. Og vi har Tony med heroppe i hjørnet. Det var noget tid siden, jeg skulle have kørt den her giveaway. Nu tænkte jeg, nu gør vi det. Bare lige for at få det gjort. Man skulle ind og kommentere på den første Putter Challenge video mellem Martin Splid og Mads Schmidt. Og det er der nogle stykker, der har gjort. Så nu kører vi simpelthen den her giveaway. Jeg siger lige get YouTube comments her. Der er 13 unikke kommentatorer. Vi trykker på start. Og det er den her Sinus, som Martin Splid vandt den første Putter Only Challenge med. Og systemet siger, at det er Kasper Andersen, der har vundet den. Det er en Sinus. Jeg kan godt afsløre, at det er en forholdsvis beat Sinus, men det er uden navn i. Og den er garanteret corona-fri, fordi den har hængt heroppe i en måned eller sådan noget. Og jeg burde heller ikke have corona. Men den bliver selvfølgelig smurt ind i håndsprit, og så får Kasper Andersen den, når jeg ser ham ved førstkommende lejlighed. Tillykke med det. Og lad os så få kastet os ind i den her. Lad os så få kastet os ud i den her. Nu skal vi lige have den her til at vise den rigtige igen. Lad os få kastet os ud i den her replay med Tony, som sidder klar. Tony, how are you doing?
I am good.
You're good. How's the weather in Switzerland?
Yeah, it's a rainy day today.
It's a rainy day.
Yeah. Tomorrow will be nice. Tomorrow will be nice.
Are you playing some disc golf?
Getting started again, yes. It is.
Good to hear, man.
Gear. I am really excited for the season.
Very nice. Well, are you excited for some disc golf from 2018? I found the intro. I hope you can hear the sound as well.
This is the last round.
Oh, whoa.
Bluebell Woods Open.
Well, and as usual, I am playing the wrong clip because I'm supposed to be playing this one. Because we're rolling the intro first. Because when you're in Scotland, gotta have bagpipes.
How can you forget this?
Yeah. So this is the beautiful Bluebell Woods course in just outside Dunbar. or well, between Dunbar and Edinburgh. So Edinburgh is probably the city that people know. It's in a very nice place. The weather was a little shifty, as I remember it from that weekend. But
This one was in April, wasn't it?
I'm not exactly sure. I think it was, yeah.
Usually they have it in May because the flowers bloom in May.
Yeah, last year it was in May, if I remember correctly, because all the bluebells were in bloom. We didn't see any bluebells this year, but they had the yellow things. I can't remember what they're called. Oh man, this is really loud, isn't it?
Yeah, it was loud when it was live too. So
yeah. So the sponsor for this tournament was Latitude 64. I put it in there for Seamus because he kindly asked me to, and he gave me a player's pack for it. Yeah, and this is Seamus here. Yeah,
the man.
Hosting some really good tournaments here. It's a really nice place. So, well, what do you say we get into it? We're transitioning into the players meeting here. Oh, I see you there.
There was a little team member sighting there.
Yeah. So, well, I filmed 3 rounds here. I filmed a mixed group of amateurs and MPO players, and then I filmed the second round FPO. I'm hoping to get someone to comment that at a later point. Hopefully one of the players. But let's dig into the MPO third round. And I have the scores here somewhere. And I think the scores should be in there as well.
This is the last round of the Bluebell Woods Open.
Yeah, Seamus has that voice as well.
Sun is shining. Welcome to Sunshine.
So the players here are Chris O Brien, Blær, Max Regitnig. He's not playing. This is Andrew Malcolm, yourself, and Matt Cutler. Yeah.
Cutler. Yeah, exactly.
And I think we have some scores here. I'm gonna pause when we get to the T signs because they're gonna be really quick. I think Blær was 16 or 17 at this point. Yeah, he must be 16 because he's young enough to play juniors division at EDDC. So the scores just before you went into the round, of course, I'm gonna be fuffing around with it. And this is 2018, so I have no idea what you are compared to par at this point, but all I know is you're 4 strokes ahead of Max and 5 strokes ahead of Matt, 8 ahead of Chris and Blær. So Blær and Chris are battling for, well, 4th place here. So let's get into it. So the first hole is it's a very short hole. It's only 81 meters or 267 feet, par 3. But you remember the course, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good tunnel shot. You got to follow the pathway down. It's just a really soft righty backhand hyzer. You can go sidearm. I think we're gonna see one guy throw sidearm.
Yeah.
But it's really a gamble. Let's just call it a gamble.
And this is one of the holes where the T sign is really not showing the course because it looks open on the T sign, but when you get into it, it isn't because you see all of these trees in the way here. So you start out with a really good drive here.
Yeah, little inside. I think I hit the gap between those 2 trees on just the left side of the path and got lucky and down there about circle's edge.
Yeah, Max is going a little bit more straight. Hits a tree, but it might have been a lucky kick. It's a little hard to see.
Yeah, it's like a good little ricochet off the tree.
It is hard to judge the distance. So Matt here goes sidearm, and we're going to see him throw sidearm a lot.
Yeah. Matt, he has a good sidearm, though. And this is the O Brien family. This is Chris O Brien. There's
Charlie and Joe as well.
Yeah, really cool kids. Hope they're watching right now.
Yeah. Blær
and this
from
is
Iceland
actually Blær with a destroyer, which can't even imagine on that hole. I threw a MD3. He throws a 12-speed driver.
Yeah, it's crazy. So Matt has some unlucky strokes here. And the
Uh,
cutting
no,
is really, I mean, it's really tight here. I mean, I'm not filming for commentary. Maybe I should in the future. So
uh,
Blær lays up.
that was a half go. I think this would be a
Matt has a
half.
really good
Well,
go at it here
yeah,
as well, but it's so this is you for a birdie and you nail it. Like
yeah,
right on,
start
man.
get that big putt right off the bat.
Max
Matt,
nails a birdie here as well. That's it's really impressive.
yeah, it
Blær
was a
takes a
nice
par.
round.
Yeah, let me see here. I'm following the scores and metrics. Chris takes a par as well. Matt for a double bogey, sadly.
Yeah, it was a
So,
interesting start.
so yeah, you and Max are still 4 strokes apart. Chris and Blær are, well, they lost a stroke to you, and Matt lost 2 strokes or 3 strokes actually. Moving
Yeah,
on.
that's a good little birdie to start off with. That's not an easy birdie to get, but test the nerves right off the bat on the
Yeah,
first. Good
definitely.
start hole for a course.
So hole number 2 here, it's a par 4 and it's 122 meters, 402 feet. I'm not exactly sure if I remember this one. This is a long.
This is a huge tunnel shot. I can't forget this hole.
Oh
It's
yeah,
eagle if you lace the gap, it's eagleable, but you'll see in the film later.
yeah.
It's a little gap to get through off the bat, and usually a lot of people are just trying to make it through the first gap and lay up a little bit, play a nice little easy approach shot and get your three, go to the next hole. But it's easier said than done.
Yeah, well, let's get into it and see what happens.
All right. There's your nice tunnel, maybe 3 meters wide. I grip lock a little bit off to the
Mm,
right. And I'm in jail. And Max, early release, kick to
same,
the right. This
same
will also
direction.
maybe not as bad because he's close to the pathway. Chris, this is how you do it. That's the way you
Yeah,
just put it in the middle, save yourself a nice easy hyzer approach. Slide
but
it, just yeah, little late release.
but he ends
Fine,
up close to the fairway as well.
exactly. Matt with another sidearm. This is beautiful. Right up and right until the end. Gets the last tree before the gap opens up.
Looks really
This is
nice.
nice.
But he does have a
Just
kick up there.
okay, the last tree.
Max is
So yeah, Matt.
completely.
Yeah, he's going around the road and just hoping for a big, huge skip.
Yeah, it is an
Yeah,
unforgiving fairway when you get up there.
I definitely don't throw sidearm rollers that much, and yeah, that showed its colors there. Let's
Yeah.
say. Uh,
Matt,
Matt, good shot, just getting out there and hitting a tree through this beautiful fairway.
Chris is going straight at it, and I still haven't learned that Chris steps in front of the camera when he shoots. Oh, Blær hits a tree just before the basket.
Here's me just doing a nice little half go approach, keep the easy par, and get to the next hole.
And we have Seamus in the chat, by the way. Hello, Seamus, and Juris, and Christopher, Oliver, Peter Klink, and someone I can't see. Klaus.
Max just a little high on his bid.
Blær with a
I
really nice putt here.
You'll see that from him quite a
Oh, Chris does the belly flop.
Max saving the par,
Yeah.
and Matt, I think he's also in there for the
Yeah.
par.
You're all getting pars on this hole.
So that
I can
par
spell that
frame,
much. Yeah.
it's not uncommon. It's
No,
not uncommon. Even though it's so
it's not
short.
the only par frame I can spell. I can spell that much. So after hole number 2, still 4 strokes between you and Max. And yeah, well, nothing has changed since the previous hole, so let's not talk too much about that. Hole number 3. You're playing here along the fence on the right-hand side. There's a field out towards the road, and And if I remember correctly, you're playing the B layout. Seamus can probably correct me, but I'm
So
pretty
the
sure.
B layout par 4.
Yeah. So
Uh,
430 feet or 131 meters. And yeah, you have OB on the left, and hole number 2 is what you can see up here on the left-hand side. So let's see what you're doing here. And hello to Nelson.
it's hard to tell, but this fairway really curves in a S shape. You really have to bend it to the right and then back to the left to actually get down the fairway. So eagle is really not in the picture. See, Max, that's the normal mistake, is just to kind of turn it over a bit too much,
Yeah,
and you just end up bouncing off a tree, kicking left.
yeah.
Chris is doing the same
Well,
thing.
well, if you're lucky. If you're unlucky, you bounce over the fence.
Yeah, if you're unlucky, then you end up, yeah, you can kick over the fence line and end up OB, but there's quite a few trees in the way, have, I would have to say.
Matt does end up picking the short
Yep,
driver as
and
well, and
he
finds
just
it.
showed the teeth of this course real early
Yeah,
on. Let's just,
and finds a tree, and of course the disc rolls backwards because why not? Chris with a really good upshot here.
this is butter. This is what you want to see.
Yeah.
And this was tough. This patent pending Anheuser
Oh
through a tiny
man.
gap. This was yeah, a shot I'll never forget. That was
Mm,
amazing. Yeah, Matt kicking another tree onto the right, just a little late release.
it is tough having that much unlock already on the third hole, man. That's
Yeah, really, when you get off the fairway, this thing can really, it's the gaps close up real easy. Blær just shows you how to do it.
yeah.
Textbook, park job, easy 3.
Oh wow, that was
The
a half
run
go, and of
for
course it
that.
rolls, but it should be puttable from there.
No big deal. Easy birdie. Par save. Easy par save.
Matt has a little look, and it looks like he goes way past the basket. So this is you for birdie,
Yeah, that's a birdie.
but
Tapping it off the basket. A little late
yeah,
release, a little high.
yeah, it was long. It was a long putt. It's hard to see, but I'm pretty sure you were outside the circle. So Blair taps in for birdie. Chris got a birdie as well. Matt got a bogey 5. And Max and you yourself got pars here. So it's still 4 strokes between you and Max. Chris and Blair are still tied, but now they're ahead of Matt by 1 stroke. Moving into hole number 4. And hello, Stefan.
Oh, yeah. This is just a straight shot with a late finish to the right. And just not really, I mean, for this course, this is a pretty open hole, I would
Yeah,
say. And you're really looking sidearm or a really slowly turning backhand Anheuser.
yeah,
But I
and it
would say the majority, if you have the sidearm, you go with the sidearm.
yeah, and it's only 80 meters. I know this is one of the holes that were changed, like one of the quite a few holes that were changed for last year's Bluebell. So, but this year it's a relatively short and easy 80-meter hole. So yeah, we already saw Chris drive, but let's look at that again because it looks amazing, man.
He's the smoothest
A
backhand
little
play.
a little 360 swirl after.
Finish. That looks like a bird. Flyer, same thing, just
Yeah,
holding her out. Nice little Anheuser. Here I go, Sexton Firebird. Roll the
ho-
wrist.
hoping for a
Get a
little.
little love skip and have that nice finish. Little obstructed putt, but it should be in there in the circle.
Yeah,
Max
Max
as well. Nice soft turnover,
gets a
catching a
little,
late.
but it doesn't look like it. But I think most of you should be inside the circle up there or really close to it. Matt gets a little early fade here.
He was kind of
Lays it up.
sharing his frustrations with us.
And Chris actually ended up in the bushes in there.
That's unfortunate with
Yeah.
such an looking shot.
Blair sings a really nice bird here.
Oh yeah, here I am.
And this is you
70.
for bird as well, but the prodigy basket spit out, apparently.
Don't hit right side on the prodigy basket.
Yeah. Well, it's equal for everyone, so that's how it is.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Max gets a really nice bird here as well. Yourself, Chris, and Matt gets a par. Blær got the birdie as well. So Max is should be gaining one stroke here. Three
Yeah.
strokes, and Blær is one stroke ahead of Chris, and Matt is still hanging on one stroke behind Chris. So hole number 5. Oh, do I remember this one?
This is the B pin. Yeah, no, this is the hole that nobody birdies ever, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Oh yeah, I checked the score. I actually checked the stats for this hole for round 3 across the entire field. You want to know how many birdies this hole got across the entire field for round 3?
One,
One.
one
One birdie.
maybe?
One birdie.
And it had to have been a throw in.
I
I mean, there's no other way, in my
Probably,
opinion.
yeah. I did see some more I think I saw at least 2 birdies last year. The hole was the same for 2019, but that's because someone went through,
Had a
like
different
someone
way.
someone threw it through the forest up to the basket.
Yeah, he had a different route. I think, to be honest, I think the tee pad has moved further back
Oh, maybe, yeah.
last year than it was
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah,
So,
probably. Well, we'll look at that next time because that's up for the next show. So let's look at again. The T sign doesn't really tell the full story because you have to throw up here and then to the right, and the basket is right up here somewhere. But let's see what Blær does.
huge Anheuser bomb.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's a
He
little hard.
doesn't seem to like it though. It doesn't
No, it's
seem
a little hard to see where the shot actually landed because the sun
a
is
little,
coming in from the
bit,
right here.
little bit tight. Maybe caught the trees on the inside left.
Yeah, Chris here with a nice turnover as well, but
Yeah.
hits a
Ooh.
tree right on the corner, sadly.
All right. Sidearm. That looks okay. That's wide enough.
Yeah,
That's
it's up
gonna be
there.
up there. That's jump putt maybe. Long
Matt
long
with a
jump putt.
really nice sidearm here, a little low, but he gets a little roll backwards, but he's in the middle of the fairway as well.
Yeah. Yeah, this seems like your average second shot on this
Yeah,
hole. Just throw it up there and try to get somewhere by the basket. Blær, jump putting.
yeah.
Oh.
It was hard to film here because the sun was coming straight at the camera. So
Yeah, I'm trying to tell who's who here.
yeah,
Here's Matt. Jump putt. Ooh,
and
front
he actually
cage.
hits the cage for a bird. That
All
was
right, well, I guess I have a jump putt too then.
yeah. And you
Oh,
chain out
hey,
for a bird.
guess I don't learn.
Mm.
Right side change on them prodigy
So
baskets.
Chris takes a par, Blair a par. Well, you all take pars. That's
Yeah,
no
this is
big
like a
secret.
good start.
Really nice, really nice long putt from Chris there.
Not too bad. Too
Yeah. So after hole number 5, nothing has changed, so no need to look too much at the scores. Oh, hello Luxembourg. Claude from Luxembourg is looking as well.
Oh,
Hole num
Luxembourg.
Hole number 6. Oh, this is the one you throw across the field here, and you're
Hmm.
throwing to the B pin again. So it's a par 4, 137 meters,
Yeah,
and
again, it's too tight, too much of a curve to the left to actually reach it with a hyzer or anything, unless you're Simon or
yeah.
someone that kind of power. But yeah, I
So
think
you
there's
probably want to be like here, I guess.
yeah, I think you can penetrate a little bit inside the first set of trees, and then you have just kind of a inside gap, outside gap, hyzer or sidearm approach to a basket. I believe that's on a downhill slope.
Yeah, it is. So let's have a look and see how this goes. Hole number 6. Oh, I have bad news here. So Blair
Oh,
just
now that I see this hole, I think I remember this.
yeah.
Okay.
So Blair
Be fine.
just rips it out there and gets a good penetration into the gap. It is a little hard to judge on camera how the shots are, but I'm
This
pretty
looks
sure
good.
most of the players here are pretty satisfied with just getting up there. Between the big tree Chris is shooting at here, like even landing in the field, I had a feeling that just being out there and having an open look could be okay.
Yeah, this is what you want to do. This is the hyzer play. I think I'm going to penetrate the outer gap
Hmm.
just inside in the trees, and you'll see it's just kind of a grouping of trees in there. You have to either get around to the left or the right.
Met with a little shorter
That's
drive than he wanted, but
yeah, that's a little
b
friendly, little
bombs
fun
it
gap.
over there and gets pretty
That
far
should
in
be
there.
something there for a four at least.
Yeah.
Easy par.
So the basket can be seen right there in the background, standing
There you
like just a few meters down the slope. So you really want to get close, or
go.
yeah,
Flyer, just a little jump putt approach. Yeah, it looks a little jump putt for me as well. And oh, that grip lock. That looked good.
yeah, nope,
I think I took about 3 seconds to step up and throw that shot. Just juiced her right past the basket.
yeah, maybe not the proudest moment, I can tell.
Yeah,
I mean, it hurt, it really hurt just filming it.
I think I worked on my mental
Oh
game
man, Chris for chains for
after
the bird, man, and Blær front cage for birdie as well.
oh,
So this
here's
is
me.
you coming back.
Looks like outside the circle, air ball.
Uh,
All right,
Max chains out for the birdie as well.
that's an
It's like
inside spin.
this basket does not want to play. So Max gets his par. You bogey 5. Everyone else par. So a few really good putts here and and something we never talk about again. Maybe. So hole number 6. Max is
Here,
now two strokes behind you. Blær and Chris 2 strokes, 5, 6, and 7, and Matt is hanging on to Chris just by 1 stroke again.
big
Hole,
race for third, big race for first. That's all right. Not
yeah.
too bad.
So hole number 7 here is another fairly short hole,
And
nine,
wide open.
wide
Wide.
open, 99 meters, and the basket is placed in on top of a tree stump, like a raised tree stump. Tree stump. So should be fairly easy, but let's see what you can do here. Blær rips one.
I think again with a destroyer. Just
Yeah,
blocking my mind.
because
But he can control it. He controls that distance on it.
yeah,
Max, I think this is a mid range, just turned over,
yeah,
perfect.
and he's
Base
right under the basket.
Christmas,
Chris,
Christmas, little grip lock, turns it over. Matt, this looks pretty clean, maybe a little bit short. Yeah,
that
that looks circle two.
should be an easy free for him as well, at least. And you,
Range looks a little bit low. Yeah, that's a bit short as well. Chris outside the circle.
giving it a
Ooh, good
go. He hits the
run.
top of the stump, it seems.
Matt's also got a good outside the circle putt.
Oh
Just
man, that was a good run.
here's me outside. Yeah, an air ball again. Gotta love
And
it.
here, Blær had just asked me to move away from the basket, and
Okay.
he's still trying to hit me. But of course, we laughed about it afterwards. But this, of course, wasn't exactly funny for him in the moment
Hey,
because
he can shake off anything. That
yeah.
kid has the mental game of any champion.
So for
He'll
this
be
hole, Max gets the lonely bird, Blær gets the bogey, and the rest gets par. Look at this; it's a really beautiful place. I'm so happy I
and
got a little, extra win.
tighter. This is getting even closer now.
Yeah. So Max, you and Max are still a 1 stroke apart. This is really exciting.
Hmm
Chris and Blær equal for 137. they have third place to play for here. And Matt is still hanging on by one stroke behind Blad. Hole number 8. This is the hole. This is the hole that got extended last year as well. And
I like
uh,
this hole. It's a cool
and it
hole.
looks easy, but
E-
but even in the even in this configuration, there is
I don't know if
a
I call this easy, but let's say it's eagleable as a par four in this position since it's so downhill, but there's a couple guardian trees that will just catch your disc and never let it go.
yeah. There is one
Uh,
of the trees that has a name, and I'm pretty sure it was as the story goes, it was Hokurt from Iceland who named it. That's what I've been told. You know what that tree is called?
what is it called?
It's one of the red trees. It's called Ed Sheeran, and you know why?
Why?
It's quite catchy.
Ah,
So it's no joke that Andrew Malcolm is usually standing there down there with a huge rake to poking discs out of the tree. But let's have a look at it. It looks easy on the map, um, but yeah.
yeah,
So
nice little tee off. Got to get that Anheuser fading downhill and have a late hyzer finish. And Max just put it in the tree that never lets it go.
yeah, Chris with a
That's
little lower shot here, and this is what you
this
want, isn't it? Like,
maybe a little too turned over,
yeah,
but that's more what you want to see.
he
That
gets the
nice
he does
Annie.
get the clap from Andrew, so it should be fine. Matt with a
And if you
sidearm
cut
here.
this, you can do it. Ah, he catches a late tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's me. I think it's a FD3 force over Annie.
Ooh.
Nah, just didn't hold over enough. I think I put it into the tree as well.
Yeah.
Just
Blær here as well, same shot, it seems.
not destroyer.
Yeah.
Flexing out. Perfect
Oh
drive.
man, and that's what you want.
That's the eagle look right
Yeah.
there. Matt, beautiful sidearm, putting it up by the basket, maybe about circle's edge.
Yeah.
Here's me. Should be a relatively simple hyzer approach and a juice it. Just kept it too flat. Circle's edge long.
So this is Andrew
Nearly there.
showing off his skills.
Yeah, well, hey, shout out to Mr. Andrew. He was there all weekend.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
It is
amazing.
quite catchy.
Quite catchy. Yeah.
a professional at work right there.
Oh yeah.
And pretty easy approach anyway from Max. Don't worry, we marked it before we took it out of the tree.
Yeah. Yeah, because the tree was OB, right? I think.
No, it
No, it
was
was.
safe. It was relief and everything. No two
Okay.
meter
Okay.
rule.
Okay.
That's only California. That's California.
Yeah, I just had a vague memory that the tree itself was marked as OB, like not 2 meter rule, but yeah, doesn't matter. It was an OB.
Yeah. Don't
Moving on. So Chris here gets a bird. Max gets a bird as well. You're getting your par. Blær gets a bird as well, of course, because why not? And
well, hey,
Matt gets his
that
par.
far up the drive. I sure hope that birdie's in play.
Yeah.
Uh,
And now you and Max are tied for first place.
Tie ball game.
Six
And a
strokes.
tie.
Yeah,
Too.
six.
Chris.
Yeah, and 6 strokes down to Chris and Blær, and Matt lost a stroke to Blær and Chris. So moving into hole number 9.
Oh, this is a good sidearm hole. Good
Yeah.
sidearm hole or soft turnover again. Basket's on another hill, just death putt if you
And this is another hole that got extended last year, so it to become even more interesting. But it's also interesting in this configuration. So 89 meters doesn't look too long, but you can't see if I remember correctly, you can't see the basket from the tee, right? No, it is a little bit downhill. Yeah, so you have to throw over this little hill, and the basket is over there. Max gets a kick.
little grip lock on that sidearm.
Yeah. Chris with a really smooth drive here. So the knurl tree you can see in the middle is probably what you want to aim for, right? And the basket is behind that, if I remember
Just
correctly.
about the direction you want to go.
Yeah.
Light looks a bit turned over. Matt is coming again with his sidearm.
Doesn't look
Oh,
too heavy, but
but it got through. It didn't catch that big tree.
nope.
Here I go, sidearm as well. And
Oh.
inside the big tree.
Ooh.
That'll be a layup for sure.
Yeah.
That's showing you some nice touch. And a little bit short, but that should be all right.
Yeah. He's got a
Same
death.
thing.
He's got like a death. He's got a death putt from over there though. But
There you go. Blær will run it.
oh,
Top. Chris, big putt.
Chris
Oh,
sinks a huge birdie from out there, and this is
big putt.
one of the rare highlight slow-mo putts I actually do.
Full extension. That's
Yeah.
gotta love those big putts. Matt downhill, huge death putt.
Yeah.
Run ways, but it's no big deal.
But yeah, okay, Max was closer than I thought. So everyone else gets pars, Chris gets the birdie. In the first round, I filmed Chris as well, and he actually had a putt from roughly the same distance, where he hit the rim of the basket and had
He's
to take
just
a free.
a guy.
So the scores are, well, pretty much the same, except Chris is moving one up from Blær. So you and Max are still tied. Chris is
All right.
five strokes behind, and Blær 6 strokes, and Matt still 2 strokes behind Blær. So this was the front nine, and whoop, this should be the. Let's move in right into the back nine, and
All right.
well, cheers
Yeah.
and cheers
Yeah.
and thank you for doing this. It's really nice that you're doing this, and I hope people at home are at home like everywhere in the world does this as well. Please smash that like button for I keep forgetting it's over there. He's over there. Smash the like button for Tony, the Tiger Ferro. I was about to use the. I went through your Facebook profile to find a picture for the thumbnail, and I was about to do the one where you're standing with. I can't.
That's my favorite.
Like, "Ah!" But I ended up picking one from my own collection instead. So,
Ah,
so but that's fine. But let's jump right into the to the back nine here. We're showing a few ads for
This is the last round. The Bluebell
Seamus
Woods
again.
Open. Welcome
Seamus
to
has a voice for radio as
the
well.
sun's shining. It's awesome.
good old.
Welcome to sunny Denny.
Oh wow. So Seamus is telling us that he got a phone call at 5:30 in the morning from Max saying he needed a ride to the tournament or he'd head to DNF. So
Oh my!
Seamus actually arranged for Max to be picked up at 6 o'clock in the
Thanks
morning.
a lot, Seamus. No. Oh wait, I didn't spoil it or anything, did I?
No spoilers here. So hole number 10. It's a 99-meter hole. It's fairly short. I can't remember this one. Oh yeah,
Like
this is
the
the uphill
super
one.
uphill, yeah, which
Yeah,
takes the most flippy disk you have in your bag, and it still needs to finish right, which most of the time doesn't really happen
yeah.
unless you just turn it over like crazy.
And of course, again, the T sign doesn't really show the full story because it doesn't show the elevation. But let's jump right into it.
So there's your wall of a hill in front of you,
Yeah,
and Chris showing you pretty much how to throw this shot. I mean, that's close, but he's going to be about circle's edge, maybe a little outside. Max turns it over and kicks a tree, so he's going to ricochet a bit to the right.
yeah.
Lion, nice little turnover. Same idea, though, just too much Annie. Matt, he's probably. Yeah, oh, I thought he was going to go sidearm with this one, but that
He's
looks a little
he,
better.
he
That's
was
closer to the gap you want to
yeah,
hit.
he was playing the 2019 layout, I think, as well. Or
And I
actually,
am a road runner.
yeah.
Didn't get
Well,
it turned over quite enough. Here's your gap that you can see. We're right at the top of the hill, and you just need to get it softly turned over. And oh, well, that kind of stuck on my finger a bit, but
Yeah. Blær wasn't too happy about his as well. And this
Max coming
this is
from
how you play
down,
hole number 10.
banging. This has got to be close to 20 meters. I mean,
Yeah.
it was so big.
I'm so happy
So
that I was standing
big.
at that angle because you get the full flight. And he just came running over there. And you see all the yellow flowers here. It was so amazing. So
Hmm.
Chris
But the
runs it as
ones
well.
are better. The bluebells are they just what make it happen. Here
Yeah.
I am, thanking everything that I have that I made that putt to save par at least.
Matt sinks a really nice one here as
I
well for par.
hang dead center.
Blær gets the
Fly
par as well.
par,
Chris par as well. So Max gets the lonely bird here as well.
and the lonely lead.
The lonely lead, yeah. And yeah, everyone par, so nothing changed after Max. Hole number
Mad
11,
Max.
another short one. So hole number 10 and 11 were put together as one hole for 2019, and it made it more interesting, a little bit more difficult to film. But hole number 11 in 2018 was still not easy.
No,
And
it's a
you,
tiny gap to hit, and it's about what I would say halfway to maybe 2/3 into the flight of the disc. So you're really kind of just picking a spot out in the distance and just hoping that you make the gap that you're looking for. And yeah, it's a tough hole. I do
yeah,
feel though that adding 10 and 11 together as one hole made it quite a nice change to the course. It was really a true par four and a tough par four
yeah,
to get.
you could get like with a good placement shot, you would be closer to the gaps you needed to hit, if I remember correctly. But we're gonna talk about that when we review the footage from 2019 next time. And we have no date for the next for the next replay for Bluebell. But yeah, Max is up here.
So Max going for the gap, but again, yeah, just catching a late tree.
Yeah,
Chris going for the straight route, which is a little unorthodox, I would say. The hyzer's a bit easier,
seems
but
to be
he
working just fine.
executed it quite nicely. Blyer, I think he just caught a late tree at the end, but that seemed like a bit of a shank. Matt, yeah, he looks happy. He's just
Mm,
showing his happiness. Here I
yeah.
am. Changed to the hat. Got a little warm out and
Oh,
catching a late tree. I look pleased to be out there.
Matt gets a
There's a nice,
really good upshot here.
that was pretty.
So I believe this used to be an old tennis court, right? You walk over a little platform as well.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Here I
Seamus
am.
can probably tell
Long
us that.
bid
Oh,
off stop. Oof. Good little run. Good little run. Max in
so
far. Fly it. I think
get
this is for
this.
two.
This
Yeah.
is a
It's a
birdie,
birdie.
yeah.
And far for
You get a
me.
par, and Chris for bird as well. So everyone else par, and Chris and Blær gets the bird. So you're still one stroke behind Max, and Chris got a stroke on Blær again. Oh well, Blær and Chris are well, blah 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 blah. They did not get a stroke on anyone. They got a stroke on Matt. That's what they did.
It's a good battle still.
Yeah,
Still tough for third.
yeah. Hole number 12. Oh man.
Another gap. This is a huge, just long shot and really fast green, kind of sloping downhill left. You really want to access the hole more to the right hand side so you can get that hyzer finish with the disc. It's kind of you can see the hole right in front of the basket, but really the disc is fading left by the time it gets there. So you want to kind of be off to the right in the beginning and just let the disc do the work to get to the basket.
Yeah, so let's see how it goes. 114 meters. And yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
basket is right over there. You can just exactly see it if you know what to look for.
Just in those white trees over there. You know,
Yeah.
just that. And there it is on the left-hand side. You can see that
Yeah.
blue.
Chris gets a skip here.
Showing off the green, just flare skipping left. There's more of the access point you want to have. Blär's kind of showing you how to do it. Access it from the right. Maybe that was a bit too far right.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Max going straight at it, but this is looking like it's going to flare left. Maybe catching a tree at the end. Matt, rare backhand from Matt.
Again, yeah.
Looks like it's a little bit low. Probably caught the high grass.
But he gets out there. It should be possible to push it in somehow.
There you go. Snapping it out to the right, hoping and praying. And I think I catch a late tree or something.
Matt's just
It was one of
steps
those.
in right under the basket. It is a long par three. I mean, it is birdieable. It is birdieable, but it is a hard.
Yeah, you can see most of us are obstructed putt, jump putt, front cage.
Not too lots of happiness there.
I'm not allowed to do that anymore. I'm not supposed to.
No, this was 2018. It's a long time
You
ago.
gotta be cool and easy.
Yeah. I mean, there's no point in being angry. Being angry at the discs. It's not their fault.
Yeah, well, you say that in retrospect.
Yeah.
When you're
I know
in
it's
the middle
easy.
of a heated battle, it's hard to not punch anything or smack your leg or something. I don't know. But
so everyone gets a par here, so there's no real chains there. Moving on
that's
to
a norm.
Moving on to hole number 13. This is one of the holes that I really, really, really liked. It's an easy hole to film. It's 100 meters, so it has a good distance. It does have quite a few trees on the fairway here. It is a relatively narrow gap, but you can follow the disc all the way. You know exactly if you have a good shot or if you don't. And I can already spoil that there's going to be a highlight. I think there's going to be 2 highlight shots from this hole.
I think this one has you like multiple highlights on this thing.
Yeah.
This hole shapes up for it completely. It's really a one line. You just got to hit the line and hit the angle on your disc and just send it to the basket. Really, it's nothing. There's nothing too fancy about it. So it's pretty straightforward.
And so of course it's also par 3 because it is only 100 meters, so it should be reachable. But it's so beautiful, and so many trees.
Yeah, just tunnels in, just kind of gets a little bit narrower as it goes, and that's a little bit short left, but that's the idea that you want to shoot.
Yeah.
Max has got a mid-range, I believe, just a little late release, catches a tree on the right and gets a little bounce off of it.
Yeah, but he's almost pin high. I can spoil you that.
Maybe about 15 meters right.
This is what you want to do.
And that's
but unfortunately he rolls like.
Oh, but yeah, just you can see it right through the trees. It just skips up and cracks the front page so
and it even hits the top half of the basket, like the top half of the front of the basket.
I mean, that should have been in.
Yeah.
All Matt coming in a little bit late release, catching a branch on the right side, but hey, middle of the fairway is not bad.
Strikes it off, and you.
Here I am, mid-range as well. Heiser coming in, and just a little bit short of that basket. But hey, cool. Park job, feeling good, gonna get the birdie. Max outside the circle. Cash is in.
And of course he sinks a long putt as well.
Just coming out of nowhere.
Just when you think you're gonna get a stroke on Max.
Max gets
a stroke on you.
Job and cashes it in on you, Ricky Wysocki style. Just big putt and everybody.
Yeah. This
Blair
this was
changed
Chris
out
again,
every.
unfortunately getting a little bounce on the front of the basket. So Matt gets a par, you caught a birdie as well. I think everybody else gets par here, and you and Max get your birds. So nothing much has changed here. You are getting one stroke on you and Max are getting one stroke on the rest of the field.
Just kind of extending the gap between
Yeah.
first and second, and third
So,
and fourth is still sitting tight.
so this is hole 14, and it looks very straight on the tee sign, but
It's a nice little righty sidearm flex shot, I would say. Just a little touch downhill flex shot. Kind of sad that they took it out last year for the tournament. I actually feel this is a hole that shows ability that not a lot of people have. I mean, people can throw a sidearm and maybe, get a hyzer sidearm out, but to be able to softly touch a flex sidearm to a specific spot, that takes another level, I
yeah.
feel.
Well, but
So,
let's enjoy the hole while it's
yeah,
you know
good hole. Let's go.
from 18. It is a little hard to film, but the basket is right there on the right hand side. Max a little low maybe, but if you get a skip, that could be okay.
So, yeah, here you go. Nice little Anheuser release. And just let it slowly fade out. Little skip, probably about 6 meters from the basket.
I did see people throw turnover backhands here as well. Oh, Chris with a really good drive here.
I mean, hey, this is why I say it's a sidearm shot.
Yeah.
Blær threw a sidearm on this hole. I don't think I've ever seen Blær throw a sidearm. Ever. And he threw it on this hole. So,
Yeah.
say it's a sidearm hole.
So
But
Matt here with a little
I'm
unfortunate
just a
kick
little.
on a tree.
So, Max is pretty far outside. That seemed just like a layup. Blær as well. He's giving it a go, of course.
Of
When you're
course.
16 years old, you just run everything. It's all right.
Of course you do.
Matt giving it a go as well.
So you sink a birdie here. That's you did end up
I get my
pretty
stroke
nice.
back.
Chris for birdie as well. Puts it in nice and easy.
Max for par.
Max for par gets it. And Matt should be a fairly easy par as well.
All
The
right.
angle does trick a little bit. He was a little bit out. So Blær gets the par as well. Not happy. But
No.
oh.
Well, hey, what can you say? But hey, it's
That's how it is. When you're
how it is.
16, you can be unhappy. It's fine.
Yeah, he's probably sad that he didn't make that 18-meter downhill S shot jump putt.
Yeah. So after hole 14, you're back on par with Max, and Chris got another stroke on Blær, and yeah, 3 strokes from Blær down to Matt. Hole 15, 137 meters, and you're playing to the
No,
B.
this is B pin.
Oh yeah,
B
sorry,
pin.
184. So you're playing to the B pin, and this is the lake with the
The
drag
wakeboard.
with the
Yeah.
wakeboard lake, and you really don't want to be in there because it's fairly deep. And of
Man-made
course
lake.
there are wakeboarders there, and there are
Yeah.
swans.
And it just goes straight down. You'd be scuba diving to get your disc back in that lake. That's there's no getting it back if it goes in there.
So what was
So,
the strategy here? You like no one would
uh,
go for it, right?
yeah, I mean, you really to get over that lake, you're talking elite pro distance and controlled elite pro distance because anything that has too much anhyzer is going over the fence OB to the right. Anything that doesn't have enough anhyzer is going into the lake for sure. So you'll see us all. We're going to play a nice little hyzer out into the middle, kind of not really to the A pin position, but right out to the front of that lake, and then play the same shot again up to the basket. So just a little hyzer, and try to take that easy birdie.
Well,
again, one of the more open holes
yeah.
on this course. So here I am, FD3 again. Like I said, just a nice straight shot, hyzer finish. Just let it be right out at the end of the fairway and wide open for the second shot. Chris, Mr. Smoothness, little Anheuser release, flexing it out nicely,
Yeah.
right about the same position.
Max as
Max
well.
looks a little bit early, a little bit low, but I mean, really, it's not a big deal. You're talking 20 meters difference in the second shot. Same with Blær, it looks a bit high, but he's got a cannon that went way down the fairway. And Matt, super straight shot, a little bit low, but we got quite a ways down still.
And here are the famous ones that.
Oh yes.
And they don't give a fuck. Max seems like he's putting it right onto the basket here.
Yeah, that's a park job by Max. Blær, he's sawing it off a little bit. Gonna be pin high left,
Yeah.
little outside the circle.
A little close to the water.
Yeah, that's a little too close for comfort.
Yeah.
Chris skipping it. That is gone in the water.
Yeah.
Beastie kicked on the other side. He'll be able to take position from the other side of the water.
Matt is not too happy about that one either.
Well, just say goodbye to that disc forever. That's never coming back.
Yeah.
Here I am, same disc, same shot, looking for the hyzer. Little skip, little bit long, not too bad though.
And should be mentioned that there is OB right over the fence as well. That caught
Correct.
caught quite a few players as well.
Is just
Matt with a little good roll here, but yeah. Chris almost throws it in, but it ends up a little bit long. So this one
huge downtown putt
is Blær showing how to get a bird on this hole. No, wait.
It's just Blær in his element, just showing us true spin putt right on the goal.
Wait, so this is hole 14, right? No, this is 15. Yeah, so Blær got a bird and
textbook. Oh yeah, grip lock putt there. And we'll just watch this putt go dead center chains. That went right in the middle.
Yeah.
Next hole. Look out.
So Matt with an OB5 here, and Chris is getting an OB6. Rare OB6. Blær and Max are getting birds.
Max with his stroke right back and take.
Oh man, and now Blær is ahead of Chris by one stroke.
Yeah, now Blær's got third, one stroke off of fourth from Chris. Matt just a few strokes back, still hanging on.
Yeah. Hole number 16, if I remember correctly. Oh, this is, yeah, did you throw, you're throwing from the A pad, right? Or did you actually throw?
Is that a triangle? I think it's the red triangle one.
Yeah. So the
short
pad.
On the other side of the black line, the short side of the black line.
Yeah. So it should be 77 meters uphill, slightly uphill, and tunnel shot.
Shot.
Fairly good wide tunnel shot.
I would call it a hole. You can throw it a bit long. It doesn't really matter. You kind of have that backboard there.
And there was no pressure because all the players waiting up by the tournament central would be standing up here.
Like gallery to do these tee shots here.
So let's have a look here.
So Max looks like he turned it over a little bit, caught a tree, but put him about circle's edge. I would say uphill putt, circle's edge. Blær with a super flippy disc.
Oh wow, yeah.
Just inside the circle. I got a MD3 here, a little beat-in MD3. Tried to give it an ace run, but just a little short. Ended up park job. No big deal. And Matt, nice sidearm. Look at this.
Oh, gets a skip up to the basket. Right behind it as well.
That's the way to do it. Have that nice little soft downhill putt at the end. Ooh, Chris, that's a bad kick into the forest.
Oh, yeah.
Rare sidearm from Chris. Looks like he parks it right by the basket, though. Great out. Great.
Max for a little uphill birdie here, and it is quite a
Max
bit uphill here.
hitting them birdies.
Oh, Blær.
Fortunate early release. Matt showing us what's up. And park job, birdie tap in for myself. And the race continues.
So Chris and Blær get the pars, and everyone else gets birdies. So fairly easy. So yeah, Max is still ahead by 1 stroke. Chris got one. Well, no, Chris and Blær are still 1 stroke apart, and Matt gained a stroke on Chris. So he's only 3 strokes behind. Oh, so hole number 17. We're almost done here. Smash the like button for this course, man. It's so nice. And yeah, this one has OB on the right-hand side of the fence as well.
Correct.
And if I remember correctly, it was fairly close as well for some a little bit too close for some players.
Just inside of the fence, and also just outside of the fence. There is an eagle line available on this hole since it is 132 meters. I don't recommend it personally. It's kind of just a really lottery, just a slot machine, throw it and hope. But the majority of us are going to throw a nice soft hyzer shot and try to play the actual fairway that it curves left, which makes it a 2-shot hole.
Yeah, so, well, let's get into it and see what happens.
Tight fairways. Another tunnel shot. Max, this is actually the eagle line, but I think he released it, ended up kicking to the right and went OB.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
So Blær looking really good. Little tree tap, double tap, and fairway. Here I am, flippy CD3, I believe. Just 2 straight, caught the back end of the fairway, but still in the fairway, which is
Matt with a rare backhand again, kicks a tree and ends up left.
And Mr. Smooth, a little early, catching an early left side tree. Matt just continuing with the ordeal he's having today. There's Chris showing off his smoothness right down the gap to the basket. Probably showing an easy birdie there. Matt looks like he got pretty far up and down on that one. Hard to kind of follow the disc. Blær, either catching a late tree, but it seems like a putt.
And you actually have a run for the basket here. That's
yeah. But I think it just parked it. From what I remember, I think I was just under. And there's Max from his OB position, just pitching up for the 4.
Chris giving it a run.
There's a birdie run from Chris, birdie run from Blær, and just a bit low, right on the pole though. At right side, loving the prodigy basket.
Yeah, that was for par. So Max is getting an OB par. Chris gets a par. And you with the lonely bird. Very nice.
And the stroke back to tie it up.
Oh yeah, going into hole 18. Making it interesting.
Any more interesting.
Yeah. So Blær and Chris are still 1 stroke apart, and Chris has 4 strokes down to Matt, and you and Max are tied going into hole 18. Interesting.
Right.
So hole 18, this hole ends. It doesn't show, but the tournament central is right behind the basket, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
And it doesn't really show on the map. I remember it as being like quite a lot of trees here.
Yeah, it goes slightly uphill right off the tee with a soft left curve, which you basically want to kind of get like a hyzer flip up the hill to kind of push forward instead of hyzering off to the left. The left will kind of get you into trouble in the trees. and you just have to make a tight gap out of it. But yeah, the idea I would feel is either a sidearm flex shot or a hyzer flip backhand that just kind of rides straight more.
And I do. This hole was cancelled for. This hole was taken out for 2019 as well. And I do seem to remember that it's because Seamus was actually asked not to have any players go through here because this is the area where you have a lot of bluebells.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I seem to remember that this was the reason. I mean, I think it was up here. There was a huge, like in this area, it was blue all over last year, but we'll see that
yeah.
in the footage
I practiced
from next
area
year.
last year.
But yeah, I seem to remember that he was asked not to have players go up here, but I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Seamus can answer that. Doesn't really matter. The hole was there for 18, and let's see how it plays.
All right. Go Flippy CD3 from the last hole as well. That's about right, maybe a little bit too far left. Max, that is an early release with an amazing result. I almost guarantee you he was not aiming for that gap.
Blær finds a
That's a
tree.
little late. Yeah. And Chris, Mr. Smooth, going up, catching nice skips off the ground.
And again, you see Andrew in the background here following. He was following the card all around, just making sure that there was someone spotting. So smash the like button for Andrew Malcolm.
Big shout out to Malcolm. Wyatt showing what's up with that nice skip.
Andrew was supposed to be he was supposed to be a volunteer for Tuni this year as well. He offered his help there.
He would have been a good help. That guy.
He was supposed to be my assistant. So yeah.
He was amazing at Quarry Park as well last year. So he, anything he does, I back up completely.
So right behind the basket, there is a little slope down towards the container and the tent. And you
There I am,
standing in the way like
catching
a pro.
the pro gap.
Yeah.
Oh, Blær pitching up, nice easy hyzer. That should save the par.
Roll right under the basket, yeah.
Same thing for Matt. I think that should be up for a par.
Yep. Chris here.
Birdie.
Good birdie to end the day. You getting a birdie as well.
Birdie. Here's Max to tie it up.
Yeah, wow, that was an amazing drive. Well, amazing result. Maybe not the drive itself, but
yeah, the drive. Let's say that was some love on his side, but he'd been playing well the whole day. I had no doubts that kid was going to get up and down from wherever he was.
So at this point, you and Max are tied for the lead, and I can't remember if I filmed the playoff, but that's I think I did. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure you filmed the playoff.
Yeah. So we're just gonna
walk down,
and they're gonna check the scorecards, and
there he is.
Andrew assisting here.
Good handshakes. Rare sight to see these days, but we'll get back there soon. We'll get back to there soon.
So talking about Chris, by the way, I've had the opportunity to film him quite a lot of times.
Hey, Mark, can I have your attention, please?
We're going to be seeing him from EDDC in Oulu in Finland when KJ's caddy gets a
couple minutes.
I can spoil that.
Going to tee off on hole 1. It's a sudden death playoff. You're more than welcome to join us.
Go.
Okay?
Hole 1.
We work our way up the fairway.
Yeah.
So nice. A couple minutes, we'll tee off on hole 1 right here. All right, cheers. We also have a tie in ladies advanced, and they're going to tee off after the men's open card once it's verified. All right, thank you.
All right. So Max is going to tee off first since he had the better round and tied me up.
So back to hole number 1, 81 meters.
All right, Max with his mid-range turns it over just a little bit, catches the tree on the right. I'm smelling blood, thinking, all right, right down the middle, early release, first tree on the left, and it kicks left.
Oh.
So now I'm in the worst spot I've ever seen on this course, trying to hyzer through some gap, and I magically get it to about 9, 10 meters, let's say.
Oh wow, yeah.
Max
Ma
is like, whatever, I'll just pitch this up under the basket. Here I am, circle's edge, top of the basket. That's all she wrote. I'll take
yeah,
my body and grab my mini like I'm happy as can be, and Max take that bogey.
a big ball of happiness right there. Oh man,
But of
yeah.
course, I will always congratulate the winner. Max is an amazing player, and he did actually go on to get sponsored by Discmania
Oh yeah, wow.
that season. So
And they were well deserved.
big props on Max. Max is a good player,
He
and
totally is.
he well
And
deserved.
yeah, so that was Bluebell Woods MPO third and last round from 2018. So how did you find the experience of doing commentary? Because this is your first time doing this.
Oh, I actually love commentary. I think this couldn't be any more fun. This is actually one of my all-time dreams was to be able to do commentary, and the fact that you asked me to do it,
Well,
I
I'm
pretty much made my wife
I'm actually
allow.
pretty sure I asked you because you once offered like, oh, if you ever need commentary, and I've been thinking about that ever since. Like, oh man, that could be so cool. And so this is actually inspired by Joe Mistler doing the show Miss thing, and I'm like, I can do that as well. And after we figured out how the Skype thing works, I mean, you basically have no delay, and like, oh, this is actually possible. So we've been doing quite a few of these for older Danish disc golf tournaments that I've filmed. So I've had some practice now doing this,
Oh, good, good,
and
good.
but this worked pretty well, and I hope the audience loved it as well. I have no idea how many people are watching,
Okay,
because the dashboard freezes at some point and shows me some players. But then again, it's totally understandable. I'm not expecting like hundreds of people watching this because it is older footage, so we're only doing it to have a little something to enjoy while we can't play disc golf. So,
that's true. And hey,
but
it's a start. It's a start. This, I
it
think, we can build on this for the future, maybe.
Yeah,
And
yeah, absolutely, and it is the plan that we're going to do commentary for upcoming tournaments as well. Also in for Danish tournaments in Danish, and of course also for any non-Danish tournaments that I might be filming in the future. I am hoping to be able to come out and film. And new Nev Bartas says, "Great work, guys. Thank you, Nev. I hope
oh,
I'm
thank
pronounce
you.
I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly." Yeah. So we don't have a date. I mean, we are in agreement that we're gonna be doing the MPO third round from Bluebell Woods last year. But we don't have a date set up for that yet. I'm not going to be looking into my calendar now because it might be next weekend, but it depends on you as well. Um,
I mean, I'm free. I have actually a first tournament next weekend.
oh
I'm
wow, yeah.
so
So
excited.
which is why we're gonna be finding a date, and then I'm gonna be setting up the event, and we're gonna be spamming all over Instagram and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. Click the it's down there to the left. Click the like button for Tony. Click the if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing because I'm going to be having a giveaway when I get to 500 subscribers, which is a little bit tough for a Danish YouTube channel, I know, but I am really trying. I'd really like to get some more subscribers, so please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and press the bell button so you'll get notifications. You don't have to do that. You can just subscribe, and you'll probably see it in the list of subscriptions. But follow me on Instagram as well. There's a link to Instagram, and I'm pretty sure you're on Instagram too as well, right? I don't.
Let's say I don't really use the
You don't really
Instagram
use it.
account, but I know
Okay.
that Facebook is linked with Instagram, and my stuff ends up on there at some point in time.
Ah,
But I usually use Facebook. I'm not so
yeah.
young
Okay.
and hip, let's say, and use all the new gadgets and stuff. So
No, that's fine.
keep
But
it simple, keep it regular on the Facebook.
But thank you very much, Tony, and I'm super happy that this worked out, and we'll try and find a date for Bluebell Woods 2019 if MPO third round, and meanwhile I might be able to find if there's interest in it. I really like to have if people want to see the second rounds I filmed with the FPO from 2018 and 19. Dutch Open as well last year, we did that. Um, I'm looking to
Dutch
find someone
always.
to comment on Dutch Open as well. Maybe Kevin Consor would like to do that, but I haven't. He hasn't answered me yet.
Hmm.
But
Well,
it's
you got me right here. So if
yeah.
you
So if
need
you'd
some
like that, because you played,
commentary,
I know
you
you
know,
played Dutch Open as well, so maybe you can do it as a non. Because spoiler alert, you weren't on the lead card for Dutch Open, but
maybe not.
but you played the course, so you can.
I have played the course a few times, let's
Yes,
say.
and you
But,
played the tournament as well last year, but so if Kevin doesn't show up and because he was on the card, so let's see. It's all future plans. Nothing is set. You know, we have no dates yet, and I don't even know if anyone wants to see the women play. I'd really like to have one of the players themselves comment on this, if they want to. I'm still trying to find time to actually ask someone. So smash the like button, subscribe, press the bell button, find Tony somewhere, give him a high five, in the safe manner, of course, at your local tournaments, and watch out for that guy. Yeah, that guy. High five. Hi.
where is it? This way, this way.
Yeah. Oh, this is awkward. I'm gonna click on the end stream here. There we go. End.